I want everyone to close their eyes for a second. Take yourselves back to this morning. Maybe you're woken up a little bit too early by a screaming baby like I was. Maybe the first thing you did is you rolled over and you checked your phone and you looked at all your meetings for the day in Outlook and you're starting to get stressed out about your day. Maybe as you were driving into the office, you started to get those Slack notifications and the anxiety was already starting to come in. You park your car, open the front door of Red Pepper, you walk up the stairs, you walk into Wonderland, and you hear, "Oh my gosh, Allie, you look so hip. Come over here and give me a hug." Open your eyes. If you guys haven't heard that scenario play out before, that is typically the way that Meredith greets me. And the way that that makes me feel, there's got to be something there.
Oh my God, I will cry.
To completely interrupt everything that I have going on in my mind and immediately feel that feeling of warmth and happiness. How do I typically respond? Usually with an eye roll, or maybe like an awkward side hug where I don't fully get invested into it. And Meredith keeps telling me and giving me the feedback that I need to learn how to show better affection. Interesting word, affection. But what really is affection? And more importantly, what is the role that affection plays in the office amongst coworkers? So I did the typical thing we all probably do when we start a Redbit. I started with a Google search. When love is in the air, the HR challenge. Office romance, stopping the uncomfort. 6 rules to help employees navigate office romances. When love blooms in the break room, policies for the workplace. The workplace, flirting in the office can mean trouble. So when I started this yesterday, I was starting to think, this might not be such a great topic for me to dive into. But then I really dove further into Google, got to that third page where many of us don't spend much time, and I started to find different topics such as employees who feel love perform better. This isn't the first time that we heard this. We had a whole Pepperpalooza around the theme of love at work. We learned that love is a critical component of high-performing teams. Now there's passionate love and there's companionate love. And companionate love is based on warmth, affection, and connection. It's been proven that teams who show companionate love have higher levels of employee satisfaction, commitment, and personal accountability. Studies have further shown that this effect ripples out to those you serve. In our case, that means our clients. But few companies are really focusing on building this type of culture. So what does a culture of companionate love look like? Picture 2 girls sitting on green beanbag chairs, vocalizing their love and affection for each other, but protecting each other's feelings and lifting each other up when things don't go well. It sounds familiar, right? We're lucky to be in a culture that not only allows for this to happen, but encourages it. Red Pepper helps us to create this environment and reinforces workplace relationships. Zappos is another example of a corporate company that does this really intentionally. Part of their value states that we are more than a team, we are a family. We watch out for each other, we care for each other, and we go above and beyond for each other. This sounds a lot like showing affection to me. So we know love is important, but what's the difference between affection and love? You know, I come from a very loving family. But if you were to watch us interact, you wouldn't see me say, "I love you" to my parents, and you wouldn't really see us hug much. Affection is that verbal and physical expression of love. We can venture to say that affection is actually bigger than love. It's one thing to love, but it's a completely other thing to show that love through your physical and verbal expressions. And even if Meredith says it as a joke, it's the truth. I'm not good at showing affection. I've never really learned how to outwardly express my feelings towards those that I love. Luckily, through my research, I found out, though, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of different reasons why people struggle to express affection. The number one reason I could find is that they're overestimating the risk of showing affection. Showing affection can induce feelings of vulnerability. And even though it could be detrimental to a relationship, avoiding affection ultimately minimizes the risk of rejection. So giving and receiving affection means understanding your own emotional boundaries. It's how far are we willing to really let people in? How far are we really willing to let ourselves be at risk to be hurt by someone else? But affection is not an emotion. Although they're closely tied together, being emotional with your coworkers and showing emotional is not the same thing as showing affection. Emotion is something attributed internally. It just happens. While affection is something you give to someone. It flows from one person to another, then produces emotion. So for example, in the morning when Meredith yells out to me, my emotional state is, I feel happy, versus my affectionate state is, she gives me joy. She is giving something to me. This means that affection takes an effort. And for someone like me, this means that I can get better at affection. It just takes practice. Giving affection to others is just as important for human beings as receiving it. It's an emotional release to show people how we care and that we get them. The best way to teach someone how to give more affection is to show them affection. Act, don't ask, and give to get. It's too easy to take some of our closest relationships for granted, whether it's a coworker, a friend, or a significant other. So it's important to take time to nurture our connections with each other. We all have the desire and the need for affection. Affection nourishes us. It gives us strength. It makes us feel like part of a group we can identify with where we feel secure and happy. When someone shows us affection, it makes us feel wanted. It solidifies our desire to know we're compatible with another human being. When we give affection, it's how we show others in our lives that they're important to us in this world. Raise your hand if you've ever received affection from Meredith. This girl has mastered showing her friends and coworkers that she cares and she loves you. And if you haven't experienced it yet, I invite you to join a Deloitte Daily. You'll likely hear something along the lines of, you are perfect. You're my hero. You're my tiny baby angel of the night. Come over here and sit right next to me so we can touch. We don't all show affection in the same way, and that's okay. And it doesn't have to be an everyday thing. But just remember, it's something that you have to give, so it does take effort and intention. There's a lot of different ways that we can show affection in the office. Always make the time for someone. Give them a hug. Tell them why they're amazing. Pay attention to the little things. Cheer them on. Ask them what they want. Accept what they have to offer. And assume the best in one another's intent. Affection is natural, it's authentic, and it's a productive emotion to have at work. Quite frankly, I think we need more of it. It's an act. It's a selfless act. It's you zeroing in on someone to make them feel special. So when Meredith yells across me in a Wonderland, come give me a hug, I feel wanted as part of this family that we call Red Pepper. So when you receive affection from someone else, take time to reflect on how it makes you feel. Realize the impact on how it makes you feel needed and desired as an individual, and then pass it on and help to grow our culture of affection at Red Pepper.